So it's about 3:30 in the afternoon on a Monday. And here I am in my office talking to a computer screen about happiness and how it relates to work. I've been rereading Sean Akers' book, The Happiness Advantage, recently. This thing. First of all, I highly recommend you go out and buy it. There are hundreds of studies that he points to in this book. And one of them that got me thinking about work is a study that was done about teenagers, believe it or not. Specifically around how teenagers spend their time. Obviously, teenagers are pro leisure. They love doing things that are fun, that they can relax in, and we all get that. But what's interesting is that they spend about 4 times as much time on what Anchor calls passive leisure. Things like watching TV, looking at Facebook and such, as compared to active leisure. Things like being on a sports team, connecting with other people. And I think it's easy for us to be judgmental because, we all once were teenagers and, we wish we would have done things differently, or at least some of us do. But think back to that time. Was, the time that you were the most happy, was it when you were a part of that sports team or hobby or club? Or was it when you were watching, we didn't have Netflix back then, but maybe watching, TV at night or doing something that was quote unquote passive? You know the answer. It was obviously when you were active, because that is what leads to happiness. And that's what's interesting, is because as adults, we would rather be somewhere other than here at a lot of times. An office. And yet, we're just like teenagers. See, the irony is that work forces us to use our cognitive abilities, forces us to connect with fellow human beings. It allows us to pursue goals, all the things that lead to happiness. I share these insights because I've noticed a trend in our society right now, and that is to kind of view work as drudgery. And I get it. Things are difficult at work, especially when things, are tough in the economy, when, there are surprising tariff costs that you have to, deal with for those of us in manufacturing, or, just uncertainty in general, or the personal conflicts, or maybe even the vitriol that we all are seeing in culture in general. All this comes back to what we deal with at work. But what if we started viewing work as a vehicle not just to produce, or not just to make money rather, but a vehicle to help us to be more happy as individuals? What if we viewed it instead as a catalyst, something that allowed us to use the skills and the gifts that we have, that I feel we have been given by a creator? Notice how different that view is than viewing work as just simple drudgery. As leaders, and most of you who are looking in on this are leaders, I challenge you to take the lead on this. I challenge you to set the tone. People are watching us. Think about work from this mindset. And on Thursday, I'll address something that I believe holds us back with regards to our enjoyment of work. But more on that then.